Failure of neoliberal policies and market fundamentalism. A closer look at Delhi's past, present, and future. This is a slum, unauthorized colony, JJ cluster, and an urban village. Approximately 70% of people of Delhi live in them, all of them crammed into 35% of total Delhi urban area. So why does 70% of the people in the capital of the country live in them? The reason is simple, because there are no affordable housing options in the city. So the question is, why does the city not produce formal affordable housing options? One reason, the cost of the land is going to factor in the cost of the housing. And if the cost of the housing is going to factor in the cost of the land, the problem of affordability is going to happen. Land is not scarce in Delhi, but these conditions prevail because of government of Delhi's indifference. India had pledged to be a social republic, which means the government had taken upon itself the exclusive responsibility of promoting social welfare projects when India became independent on 15th August 1947. These social welfare projects included affordable housing options and social housing options as well. Come 1991, the year of liberalization, the government dumps that responsibility role and talks about facilitating the private sector. It began to depend on privatization as the means of development, which has been a big disaster, leading to a state that we are now in, where the housing crisis has hit the roof. Slumification of the city has begun to happen, and it is beginning to threaten our lifestyle. Government of Delhi and NCR has responded to this crisis by giving incentives to developers, by giving more FAR for constructing affordable housing options, where the larger portion of the area is used for building high-end apartments. Over the course of years, Delhi has grown in every possible direction, but not the land prices. They continue to grow in the northern direction. The average cost of house per square foot is 16,000 rupees per square feet, whereas the average per capita income of Delhi is rupees 300,000. At this rate, a 750 square feet house is going to cost more than 10 million rupees, a sum out of reach for an average citizen. If an average citizen starts saving money for 60 years without any expenditure, then he would be able to buy a house in Delhi. According to the report by National Institute of Urban Affairs, around 70% of people cannot afford to buy a house in the formal sector. Informal housing is one response to the problem. Sanitation is virtually non-existent, which can result in many illnesses in these forms of urban development. Take for example Vivekanand slum in central Delhi. Family of four lives here to a room. The drains were covered only 3 years back, but they keep overflowing into the residents' homes. One would be tempted to think that proliferation of these informal settlements is due to shortage of housing, but in fact, Delhi has the highest number of vacant housing units in the country. Approximately 150,000 housing units lie vacant in Delhi and the surrounding region. The fact that such a large number of houses continues to be vacant is not just ironical, but reflects a serious policy failure. Government of Delhi should not rely on market fundamentalism and neoliberal policies to house its denizens. As we all learned in our class, the role of government is essential in urban planning. Failure like this, where 70% of the population is living in informal settlements, is a clear indictment of a policy failure. If Delhi, the capital of India, wants a brighter future, then the government must prioritize social rental housing, tax vacant properties, and control real estate speculation. It should house its citizens in planned colonies.